Okay, good question for you. Last night, did you sit outside with your porch light on? It was National Night Out, a time designed to heighten crime prevention awareness and strengthen the neighborhood spirit. BNC correspondent Astrid Martinez takes us to Philadelphia with more.
National Night Out intends to make communities safer by introducing police officers to the community members that they serve. But after a year of civil unrest because of police killings and the murder rates going up, not only in cities like Philadelphia, but many cities across the country, community members say they don't feel safe coming out today and they really don't trust police.
I was walking past and I seen everything.
Unity and community.
We're having a great time. They're playing my music.
That's the aim of National Night Out, a yearly national event designed to improve police-community relations.
This is good to bring everybody out so we can all come together. It don't matter what color, what race, and anything. We need this.
This year's festivities come as Philadelphia is suffering through a violent wave of gun violence. With 331 homicides so far, the city has the highest murder rate per capita of the country's 10 largest cities. The bloodshed reflects a surge in murders nationwide since last year, statistics that don't sit well with Philadelphia's top cop.
It doesn't make me feel good, but events such as National Night Out is an opportunity to get out amongst the community and say this is time to take our neighborhoods back, and here are the ways that we can do it.
The city's police commissioner Daniel Outlaw hopes these events will encourage teens involved in crime to get off the streets.
The community members that I've spoken with say that the kids that are being affected and impacted by gun violence, the ones out on the street committing crimes, how do you get those in those programs that you're talking about? Because obviously they're not attending.
Yeah, but you know, there's a lot of programs and a lot of services that's offered by the city and then other social services groups that aren't directly tied into the police department. And I think it's through the use of credible messengers or mentors or people that they look up to in the neighborhood. Those are the ones that are going to convince them to go.
After a year of civil unrest over police killings, residents also need to feel they can trust law enforcement.
We got to work through this. This is not a, this is an institutional problem that is based on many years before we ever were born. So we all have to come together.
Commissioner Outlaw says National Night Out is the opportunity to repair relationships. Residents agree.
So then we can see we are friends. We not everybody, not enemies.
Now, police say that National Night Out is also a way for neighbors to get to know one another, to get to know each other's children. It's also a way to show those people that want to do harm that there is strength in numbers and that violence won't be tolerated. In Philadelphia, I'm Astrid Martinez for BNC.
As always, solid reporting from Astrid Martinez out there in Philadelphia. And, you know, covering, as we both worked in different cities, National Night Out has been always a big deal. Seeing those lights out in solidarity. And I think it's that unified feeling you get in a neighborhood when you know that everyone's on board to try to keep things safer, because we have seen crime spike around the nation, especially these past several months, as she pointed out in her story in Philadelphia. But we've seen that nationwide, the crime going up in New York especially as well.
Yeah, I think it's also become easier with social media apps like Nextdoor and The Ring, where you can all come together on these platforms to kind of help each other and stand together. And everybody wants to live in a safe community for the most part. And so it's good that they have these opportunities like this to come together, even in the midst of this pandemic, to say, hey, we still want to live in a safe community and we can do this together, because it is going to take everyone. It's going to take everyone. Like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. The same thing in the community. It takes a community to keep itself safe. You can't always rely on the police to do that for you. You have to keep an eye out and be vigilant yourselves.
And we're seeing so much, speaking of police, with police reform. There's so many topics right now that are dominating the coverage, but crime is one of those things. And that's why I'm so glad Astrid did that story, because crime is one of those things where, yes, we have infrastructure, we have voting rights, we have police reform, all of these things happening in D.C. But the reality is that crime has been going up. D.C.'s crime rate has spiked as well. And I know that the mayor's been trying, different immersive techniques and so forth to try to do it. But you also have police officers retiring, and you have them quitting. We know what's going on with that because we've been reporting on it. So, Astrid and that report reveals yet again the importance of coming together. So
yeah, and it looked like they were having a good time doing it as well. Little music, little dances.
Yeah, a little preview before you put your lights on your porch, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we all know how to have a good time. So that is especially true.